Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. So in this one, we're going to do a quick market recap. We've got about less than a minute to go till the market actually closes. And we're going to do a dividend review for our most recent YieldMax dividends. So first things first, let's look over the market real quick. We had a little bit of a nice rebound today. Um, Most everything seems to be up so far today. Um, I'm up in most of my stuff, so that's good. And let's go here, market news, market data. Let's go to the main page over here. Okay, here we go. So the Dow's up 487, S&P is up 109, Nasdaq's up 455. So it looks like that's where we're going to end the day. So we're on a bit of a upward trend since the 21st so far this week for the Dow, for the S&P, and for the Nasdaq as well. See, we're up 5% this week for the S&P. Nasdaq, we are. Like I say, it's always easy when the markets go in one direction, but looks like we're definitely on a recovery this week. Last month we were down 5%. Year to date we're down 11% for the Nasdaq. Let's go back to the S&P really quick. Year to date down 6.75, month down 4.62, but we're up 5%. So we've gained back what we lost over the last month in 1 week. So that's always good. We're back over 40,000 in the Dow. After the last month, we were down 5.64%, down 5.76% year to date. So most of that has come within the last month. Of course, this last week, we are up so far, and we've still got a day to go. So that's good news for sure. Okay, so that's that. Now let's go look at the dividends that we got. Welcome. And let's go over to, let's see here. I haven't been covering these as much, but as always, I do plan to get back on it more consistently. Okay, so here's what we had a day ago as of the 23rd. Let's see how many we had over 100%. Okay, so we had the Palantir Fund, PLTY, 101%. Maro, 101%, Ulti, 77%, which is still insanely high. MRNY, 63.5%, NVDY, 63%. And then we had our weekly ones. We have CHPY was 34.5 cents. GPTY was 24.7 cents. This one's so new. I believe this is the first dividend, so we don't have a distribution rate yet. We've got 35% for GPTY. For LFGY, we've got 59%. And remember, this is a covered call strategy, so it's never going to keep up with the underlying. But we also potentially might have less downside too in a bearish market. QDTY, 44%, RDTY, 57%, 39% for SDTY. So all these weeklies are really good, actually. Ulti, 77%. 35% for YMAG, 56% for YMAX, 50% for Babo, 63% for DIPS, 48% for FBY, GDXY 57%, 46% for JPMO. How about Maro? 101%, MRNY 64% if we round up, NVDY 63%, and Palantir 101%. So this one was $4.65. That's incredible. Let me go back to a site that I used to use here. Let's do this here. ChatGPT basically says YieldMax dividends often exceed 60%. Common question here, how to make 1,000 a month in dividends. To generate 1,000 per month in dividends, you need a portfolio that yields a consistent 4% annual dividend, requiring a total investment of roughly 300,000. That's with safe dividends. This means you would need to earn 12,000 annually to achieve 1,000 monthly. Pretty basic, right? Okay. So 101% for Palantir. That's quite incredible here. It was Market Chameleon, what I was using before. We were looking at Tesla. Tesla's forward dividend yield, 99.84%. Tesla, for a lot of us OGs, that was like the first one we got into. So it's always good to look back into that one. How about this one? We had 13 dividends for Tesla in 2024. That's very interesting. This is actually a good site. We can actually add up based on what we paid for Tesla originally. We can add up. So they paid 1824 in 2023, 1174 last year, and then so far 242. So that's $32.40. So I think we're close to like 100% dividend return, if I'm not mistaken. That's really good. At least we're getting our money back, right? Okay. So what I want to go back to here, let's look at LFGY. We'll just do a couple of these. LFGY, that's right, because it's weekly. It's already paid 14 dividends. TSLP, that's the curve equivalent to Tesla, paid 12 dividends. Look at the percent change year over year. Oh, that's based on, I think, amount or frequency of dividends. Very interesting. Um, okay, that's a good site. Not quite what I was looking for purposes of this. Let me go back here because I was using like a dividend. Watch this here, this Reddit post. This is what we're going to start doing on this channel here. How to predict, let's see here, how to predict next dividend by performance of the stock so far in current months. Has anyone tried to calculate potential dividend of each YieldMax fund, say Coney, NVDY, FBY, from Income Monkey, based on the performance of underlying calls and puts and their price, success rate, so on and so forth? This person says, if you could know each of the underlying stock's price direction, you could bet on the stock itself and become very wealthy in relatively short order. If you could know each of the price direction. So let's see. He says, for the past 2 weeks, we can make better judgment of adding or not after 10 days in a month. NVDY is generating money from selling quantity of 4,017 NVIDIA, 412 expiring contracts, 717 per share, assuming this will expire with zero value. So that's true. Assuming these trades all work, we know that income divided by number of shares. We also know that their call and put combo is pegged at 9:15 for May 17th. So yeah, we are certainly going to start doing these predictions. Couple of YouTube videos, someone was back calculating potential gain by ETF based on the price direction of the calls and puts owned by the ETFs. Not quite sophisticated. Want to get a calculated guess method. Yeah, that is something that we really, really want to start doing on this channel for sure. So let's keep reading while we're at it. Watch the Broke Investor. He goes over daily trades, gives an estimate of dividend payment. I think some of these channels are fairly accurate. This one says several of us try to do that. Honestly, I find guests don't do it with any real understanding of the premium harvested for underlying synthetics and weekly calls. It can be said enough that the IV is the great predictor. Well, it's the IV yielding higher premiums, thus more money, but you only have to look to Tesla to see its impact on the underlying NAV. You can still make money on the weeklies for a payout while getting killed on the synthetics, the bearish behavior and the underlying security. Also, like with Misty, prediction 467 up to 520. I did have my own ways of predicting, including one prong of the repertoire is the advanced financial forecasting equipment, which is not always right, but it's certainly never wrong. That's one way. So this says this was all based on $9 captured the first 5+ weeks of trading, but they had a big decision to make since no fund has ever paid even $3. Well, that's old news because where we are right now, we're getting almost $5 and Palantir, the PLTY. So anyway, I'm going to work on finding that site again that I was using. In the meantime, we should certainly be happy. 3 of these funds, we're over 100% in, and somehow, some way, Ulti continues to pay over 77%. Let's do a quick portfolio check here while we're at it. I was up today. Some of my stuff is starting to come back. I'm doing a few more trades. I'll go ahead and show you all my most recent trade that worked out. So in all brokerage accounts year to date, we're still looking really good. I've slowed significantly on my trading. All of this you see here came basically within the first 2 months of the year. Look at that, 58,000. He's rich. Why doesn't he do more for people, right? Well, there's a lot that people that don't understand money don't understand. It's very complicated. So we'll leave it at that. But I am amused by some people's mentality. You see here in the Roth, last five, loss, 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 loss. Still green, you know. People amuse me. Okay, so what did I want to show you all here? Like they say, a word to the wise is sufficient. So the good news is in the month of April, we're going to eke out a profit trading. Let me poll you all, let me ask what you all would do. It would be WWAD. What would the audience do? So this minus 256.61 minus 186. Yeah, I keep making these dumb trades and TQQQ. So it's going to be an $800 gain this month, nowhere near where I was in January and February, but still it's going to be a positive month. Let me ask you all, fine folks, what you would do. So I opened up a Chipotle put. Let me scroll down over here. And let's see, where is it? Where is it? It was late March. Let's go back up here. Hmm, uh, where are we? Chipotle. Hold on, bear with me. It was somewhere in here. Um, This one's been a good one for me. I bought some calls on this Anip Pharmaceuticals. This one's doing really well. Here it is right here. So this $230, I'm either going to realize all of this or some of it, because right now it's up. I've realized like 80% of the gain. So if Chipotle closes at $50 tomorrow, then I'll keep all this premium. Well, I keep the premium regardless, but I'm considering buying back. So let me know what you all would do in that regard. Anyway, we went a little bit over time. I only want to go about 10 minutes, but thank you all for the 8 of you that tuned into today's class. More on this subject later, and we will see you all in the next one. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and join Discord, and we will see you all very soon. Take care. Bye.